Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. I'm delighted that I've got Tom Hopper with me. Good to meet you, Tom.
You too, Dan. Thank you very much.
And we've got a lovely sunny morning here at Woburn.
Beautiful.
And we're here to improve your short game.
Yeah, we'll try.
Yes, we've just been driving. You've been telling me about your very sort of new back to the game of golf. You haven't played for basically 10 years. So tell us a bit about your game.
So yeah, I bought these clubs in 2015. You were telling me what antiques they are now.
We've got some relics there, haven't we?
Yeah, and then my wife had my first child and realised that going for 4 hours a day to play golf wasn't exactly conducive to good parenting at the time. So I shelved golf for a little while, and then last September I had a resurgence into my golf game and caught the obsession big time again, and really just want to improve, now. And I'm enjoying going out and playing, and just want to get better.
Yeah, and you're saying driving up, a big part of you is understanding what club to use where. Just simple things like club selection, you sometimes find a challenge as well.
Yeah, I think that just that general kind of golf intelligence thing, really, and knowing at what point and what part of the course to use what club.
Yeah.
And just little things like where it should be in my stance, and just really understanding what's going to happen to the ball, where I strike it, when I strike it.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen you play any shots yet, so I'm going to see what I've got to work with today. We're going to play a relatively straightforward chip and run first to that middle pin, which is about 25 yards downhill a little bit. And I'm not going to give you any clues. So what sort of club would you normally use for this type of shot?
Probably like a pitching wedge, maybe a 9 to there.
So you quite like hitting it a bit lower and running out. Let's go with the pitching wedge because it's downhill a little bit. We'll go with a bit more loft. And we'll just go from there. Good. So what would be the sort of bad one? Would you get sort of
a thin, or like duffing it here, you know, like catching it too soon.
Consistency of strike,
ground them ball.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Just have a few to get going.
First hit of the day.
All right,
so
I'm not
see
going
what happens here.
Critique too much on your first few.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty good first attempt. Well done. That's some good stuff there. Very good. Been watching the videos?
I've watched the videos, Dan. You see?
There's some good stuff there. Yeah, nice. Have you played other sports growing up?
Yeah, a little bit of rugby, a little bit of football, the sort of standard school stuff. Never basketball though, even with the height, never really basketball. It wasn't really a huge thing growing up for me in my school. A little bit of roller hockey as well.
So you hit behind the ball quite a lot. I mean, at the moment, the ground here has been amazing. We've had basically 6 weeks of no rain here in the spring here in England, and you're hitting that about 3 inches before, but you're getting away with it because the ground is so firm. It's sort of bouncing through.
Yeah.
If we were doing this a few months ago, that ball would only be going a few feet.
Yeah, so, which is what I've experienced.
Sometimes the life flatters us a bit, but have a couple more. Yeah, pretty good. Very good. And you're saying you're 20?
26 handicap.
26.
Yeah.
Look quite handy for 26 on this side. There we go. Right, so what we need to do, and we'll get into the IQ stuff in a bit. Let's just really focus on really getting these sort of world-class fundamentals. That's the most important thing. You notice all your balls are going a little bit to the left there.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a pattern there, and as I say, you're hitting a lot quite heavy in terms of the strike, so behind the ball. So a few things in the address position we just want to do. You do set up with quite a lot of tilt in your shoulders this way, which would be great if you were hitting, a 6-iron, for example. You want tilt. Okay? It's great for long game, if you like. But in short game, because we really want for this chip and run that low point of the swing to be 1 to 2 inches in front of the ball. So when you set up with excessive tilt this way, what you're really doing is bringing a low point back. So that's why you're tending to hit heavy or thin. But you've actually got good sporting hands. You're able to sort of save it quite nicely, but that's why it's going to the left, because you are having to sort of flip it a little bit there that way. Okay. So, but the big thing really is getting these shoulders more level. We do need to open the left foot out. You're sort of straight with the foot, so we need to flare it. And when you flare the foot, it's going to allow you to get on this left side better. So you imagine a pivot line that runs from the foot through a knee, through your hip, almost into your left ear there. And once you create that line to dress, what you should find is your shoulders are more in a level fashion.
Okay.
You're never going to get totally level, obviously, because our right hand is lower on the grip, but we want to get you more this way, whereas at the moment you're sort of this way a bit. You can see the difference, yeah?
Yeah.
You're also standing too far away from the ball. Now, when you stand too far away from the ball, the handle drops, and it's very easy then to get flippy this way instead of using the chest with the arms more connected onto the rib cage. Does that make sense? So you're basically standing is distance from the ball wise as if you want to hit the ball kind of over those trees at the back of the short game area.
Right.
So we need to get you looking like you're playing a short game shot.
Okay.
So we want to get the handle more up, almost feel like your toe is more down. Okay, so, and that's fine. You tell your clubs are 1.5 inches longer than standard.
Yeah.
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 So that's, which is great, and custom fitting is so important. It's glad that you got that. You know, I'm glad you got that done. It is really key, but you need to feel like that it's just going to rise up, and then coming closer.
Okay.
Okay. Really feel like your arms are connected. So get this pivot line here. Ball position is quite nice, and then your grip looks okay as well. So you have got some good stuff in there. I mean, you should really fly down. But that's, if we just hit some from there, let's just see how things go. You do somewhat hit it. You know, at the moment, it's a bit of a hit with that right hand, you see.
Yeah.
So what we're looking for, by all these changes in the address, is when you swing, it all connects up. Can you see how it's smoother and it's more connected? It's not hit with the right hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's just get the absolutely world class over the ball.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So just come in a bit closer, open that left foot out, and they're the two main things just to focus on. A nice checkpoint for you is this angle from the left hand there to just grip it as normal. This angle here is flat, whereas before you see you'd be more like that. You see there's more kink in that wrist.
So it should be there.
Yeah, that's it for this shot. Okay.
So like that kind of like running up there.
Like it's flat there. Just watch where you're aiming. Just come round. That's it. And then you get your heels around about 1 golf ball apart. That's it. Left foot opens up a little bit more. Good.
And ball position
just inside your right heel.
Just inside
so
right heel.
Shot. We're on release 1 chip and run here, okay?
Okay.
Just a little higher. That's the feeling. See what I did? Just kind of just lowered your left shoulder. That probably will feel a bit awkward. Don't go crazy with the shaft lead.
Yeah,
just a touch of shaft lead.
There.
Go that way, yeah. What you've done quite nicely, as I tilted you this way, your left side of your pelvis actually tucked in a little bit, which allows your left shoulder to go more over. Does that make sense? So what you don't want to do, if I do this, look, if I push my pelvis forward, you can see how the upper body tilts back.
Yeah.
You've actually got to feel like your pelvis tucks in, and then you can come more over.
There.
Don't overdo it.
Yeah, it's
that's good there.
There.
That's really good. Stay there. How does that feel to you?
Different. And
let me take a photo.
Awkward, but it'll. I'm sure it's.
But
I find that everything. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Probably looks a little bit more normal than it feels, right? That's good.
It does.
That's good. You could probably still go a little bit lower with that left shoulder, actually.
There.
That way. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That's nice. So let's hit some from there. This should make a big difference. Feel like your triceps are a little bit more onto the rib cage. By standing close, you should be able to feel that.
Yeah.
Now I want you to feel like, just make some swings, but feel like your chest is a little bit more in charge of the action. The hands are doing a little bit less. Really feel like you're keeping that connection as you go through. That's it. Coming a bit closer. Handle up, handle up, handle up. Coming a bit closer.
There.
There, at least there. Come on, and have another 1/4 inch closer.
Wow.
That's better. And again, I'll take a photo there.
Feels so close, that.
Yeah, what's it look like?
Yeah, it looks right, doesn't it? Weird. Yeah.
Right, that's good. Just hit one from there. Don't worry where it goes. Just hit a few from that setup. Okay, bit of a hit with the right hand still, but actually better that. I thought the swing plane was better and the strike was stronger. So stand up a little bit taller. Handle up higher. Arms connected.
A little bit there.
Good. That's a bit straighter, isn't it? There we go.
Yes.
Get your heels closer. What are you looking for? A nice way for you to remember this that you'll never forget. You're aiming for 1 golf ball between your heels.
Right, that's really, like the old Charlie Chaplin.
That's it. 1 club head between the middle of your feet, and then 2 between your toes for any sort of basic chip and run. And then you push your weight over that left foot, shoulder over your foot. Handle up. They're your key points, okay? And if you get those, I just think, Tom, it's so important in any line, like what you do, like basics are the most important thing, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So if we can make sure you never hit a bad shot from from bad basics, then it's fine. I don't mind people hitting bad shots if your basics are good.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing sometimes is like checkpoints. Like, you know, I do a lot of like training and stuff, and like a lot of that is, especially as I, approach 40 now, like I think it's not getting injured when you're training. So I do a lot of checkpoints in my training, you know, and in transitioning that into golf, for me, it makes sense. Yeah, good. You know, so I just need those points.
Brilliant basics. Handle a little higher. That's good. Yeah, you look good now. Really good. Can you feel that weight through that left foot now?
Oh yeah.
Almost take your right foot off the ground.
Yeah.
That's the feeling, yeah? Your right foot really is just resting.
It's there.
That's really good. That's so much straighter now. So that right hand's not flipping anywhere near as hard. Now you might be wondering why it's running on a little bit.
Yeah.
The green is firm.
Yeah.
It is downhill. You've got somewhat of a limited selection in here, although you've got new wedges on the way. You have a 60 and a sand wedge and a pitching wedge. Now, just for people watching, when you have these clubs that are out of the set, like they're part of the set of irons, these aren't specialist wedges.
Yeah.
It's not like this wedge I've got here, which is a specialist wedge. You see the sole's different, but also the metal is very different. This is a very hard metal. Yeah. Right? So it wants to jump off the club face.
Have I been making life harder for myself?
You have
these?
A little bit.
Okay.
You're better than these.
Right.
You're better than these, right? But you've got new ones on the way, which is good. But what I'm saying, the reason that is running out, you're using a pitching wedge, which is probably about 45, 46 degrees of loft in your pitching wedge there. And you've got quite a hard metal as well, which is making it jump a bit. And we've got a firm green and downhill. What lofts have you got coming?
52, 56.
Yeah. Right, so if we had the 52, we'd use the 52 here. This would be perfect for a 52 because it's going to give you a little bit more check to hold the slope. Okay. But we haven't got the 52, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 56 instead. Okay. So all part of the IQ side of things. If that pin was a bit further on, the wedge is a good choice. But now you're striking it properly, we want to start seeing a bit more check. Right. Yeah? So let's use same action, but it's with the 56. The sand wedge. Coming close, right on top of it. You feel a bit of connection with your triceps on your chest. Can you feel that? Yeah. What you're very, very good at now, your swing plane is superb, like 10 out of 10. So what I mean by that is the angle in which you go back, that is perfect. You are doing that exceptionally well. Okay. What you just got to get a little bit better at now is not throwing your right hand at it. Right. So you want to feel like
I'm doing this a lot.
You're doing that, and that's why sometimes going left and just sort of jumping off the face. So you want to feel from here that this is the engine, the arms are just passenger, and you just move through. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. In fact, drop the club for a second. Put your thumbs together like that. Hands back as far as they go, as if you're pushing an inflatable ball under the swimming pool. That's the pressure, yeah? Elbows in. And just make a movement back, and then a movement to me. Yeah. You feel like you're not hitting that with your right arm, are you? Yeah, it's just it's almost like this you've talked about before, this pivot point here. Yeah, you're just working around there. Yeah, and that's the feeling. So if we can get you looking like that with a club in your hand, we're in business. Okay. That's something you can do. Anyway. You can do it on set, can't you? When you're waiting to realise, yeah. Right, so. Now, see how this ball spin more? It's not running on quite as quickly. Yeah.
Wasn't, because the strike felt good.
Yeah. Now see the ball starting to spin now?
Yeah, I can see it.
So in terms of, so it's arguably too much spin, but that's why the 52 would be totally the right club here.
Just right, yeah.
Yeah, and this is all part of your understanding and learning on club selection. Very good. Nice. Tempo's better, yeah? So the tempo really is the glue of the swing. That's what you've got to consider, right? So you're starting to, by using your bigger muscles through it, you're able to control the speed of the swing. That's how you get the control. When you don't use your big muscles, which is what you were doing at the beginning, you're trying to control the speed of your right hand. Yeah. And that's very difficult to do. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, for you to really make some really quick improvements, if you can feel like it's led from here, that's going to help you control your distance so much better. Yeah. But,
it's a funny thing because, like, you get, like you said, it's like I've been compensating
Yeah.
like fairly well.
Yeah.
But
that'll only get you so far.
and this new kind of technique, it takes drilling, doesn't it? It takes to just to be the new norm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. But you're doing well. It's good. So a few more. Just a little quick going back.
Yeah.
You've got to feel like for you, there's like a patch of treacle after the ball, and you're just smoothly going through it. We're not snatching it away too quickly. Although your plane is good, you do sometimes get quickly away.
So the patch treacle should be hit this way.
Feel like when you go back, you are just smooth with the shoulder.
Okay.
You are blessed with a fantastic swing plane, which a lot of people drag it in like this, you see.
Right.
You don't do that. You're on a really good line, but of course it's got to be at the right speed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just nice and smooth with the shoulder. That was amazing. Did you feel the difference in the speed there?
Yeah.
That's how you control the golf ball in short game.
Right.
Yeah, that's what really short
game is about. That's a really nice
visual
as well, that kind of treacle, just sort of something just...
Yeah, and that came much softer. Great basics, love it. Once you've got those basics there, it's important you just go, clear your mind.
Yeah.
And onto the next, which is smooth with the shoulder, rotate the chest. It's a little bit of hand, a little bit of right hand in it.
Yeah.
Oh, really getting this arm in here, like in there. Glued in, yeah, really in. Don't want it charging, okay?
Right.
Keep it in there the whole time. In fact, let's get this head cover. Let's use this head cover as a drill. Put the head cover under your arm just to... Yeah, that's not allowed to escape, okay? Just give you a bit of feeling of the purchase there. Yeah, I mean, that's as good as it gets. Did you feel anything different there?
Yeah, just felt more connected.
Yeah, that's it.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But this is good.
Yeah. You can't throw your right arm.
Because you can't.
Yeah,
you can't do it.
Drop it.
Stops you doing it.
Yeah. That was the best one you've done today, there. Beautiful. Well done. That is so good. That one, when you watch that back, you'll see how good the rhythm was of that swing.
Right.
That was perfect. So when you're practicing, do you enjoy practice? Have you got time to practice?
It. Yeah, I love it.
Right, so when you've got to really get into the feel of it, like go off the last shot. How did that feel? Right, come on, let's replicate it now, yeah? Yeah, what a difference. So if you're going to chip as smoothly as that, you might be okay with the pitching wedge again now.
Okay.
Okay, because you've now applying the right speed. Okay, so let's go that speed with the pitching wedge. Pretty good. There we go.
Just
nice.
Overshooting it, yeah.
Yeah, slightly hit it, slightly. Very good though.
It's crazy what just a club up difference, because the speed and everything felt the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got getting on for 10 degrees of difference there.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of just moving up a little bit more in terms of letting the instinct take over, now your technique is seriously getting there, just focus a little bit more about where you want the ball to land in the journey of the shot.
Okay.
Because at the moment, I've just been watching your eyes and you're very much just looking at the pin.
Sure.
Which is useful, but also add in how it gets to the pin.
Yeah.
Which is very much here. Okay, and when you watch the players on television, when the tour pros, when they're playing, and you'll see them over the ball and their routines, they're really, really focusing, almost in a trance-like state of where they want to land the ball, and their eyes track to the hole.
Yeah.
And I think you, with your decent sporting sort of background and feels, just try and let your instincts just paint the picture of the shot a little bit more now. And just adding that into it, I think will help you feel.
Okay.
Yeah? So go landing spot, hole, landing spot is your last look. It's going to break a little bit right to left. There's actually a little black speck on that dark stripe.
Just that in there, yeah.
If you add a couple of inches right of that, that's perfect. There you go. Now already you're feeling it better. So you've landed that maybe yard and a half short of our spot.
Yeah.
But you're a yard and a half, 2 yards short of the hole. You see?
Yeah.
So that was good. That worked really well. Beautiful, absolutely brilliant. Hit your spot really well there. Good. Just get a little bit quick, but
yeah, just a bit of
you're
power on
striking it pure now.
Yeah, it feels nice to strike it like that. When you hear that little pop,
Yeah.
it's almost as good as a pure drive, isn't it?
Fantastic.
It's just like so nice.
I agree. Yeah, well done. Have you noticed you're hitting that spot? I mean, it's just running on a little bit, but you can't strike that any better. That's really repeatable for you now.
It's nice to have, like you said, like a visual of like, right, I want to get it there. And I think the feel.
So important. Most players are just obsessed about the flag.
Right.
And you look at, say, you know, that famous shot that Tiger holed, I'm sure you've seen it at Augusta on the 16th when he went to the hill. And
yeah.
And his eyes were burning the exact route of the ball.
Yeah.
He was literally painting a picture in his mind.
Wow.
Now, if you're just looking at the flag the whole time, you don't paint the picture.
Yeah.
And then your instincts and your feel can't be expected to be what it's required.
Yeah, where you want it to go. Yeah.
But you know, you've got to also understand there's different sort of layers to this. Number one, it's getting the technique, but you're starting to get it now. So let's now add in the layer of feeling it and seeing the shot a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, which is really key. Now, it's running on maybe a yard or two past the hole. So why don't we just bring that spot back a little bit now?
Okay.
In your mind. So there's a pine needle I can see.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, perfect. There we go. Now that's perfect. Don't hit that ball. Like it hasn't. It could go in. It could go in. There you go. How good's that?
That felt nice.
And that's just purely now we're mixing in much better technique, really world-class basics, better speed control, better understanding about how you move, but also bringing in the whole picture of the shot.
Yeah.
And it's all stitching together now, and that's great.
Yeah.
Now there's another pin further on.
Far one. Yeah.
To the left. So let's not change anything. We might change club.
On a course, normally I would probably go for maybe like a 9.
Yeah. So we've got...
Not quite as far as an 8, I would say. I'd say maybe a 9.
Yeah.
And I would try and get it. I think it looks like it's going to go left to right.
Yes.
Is it? So I think somewhere just like a foot or two inside this flag here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So a 9-iron, all things being equal, would be about a 1/3 carry, 2/3 roll.
Third carry, 2/3 roll. Okay.
So sometimes you wouldn't wait till your shot twos. But if you walk out here with me, sometimes when you walk into your ball, you can divide it. So you could go 1, 1, 2, 3 is the hole. So that you start to get the third one. You can easily split into thirds from here. What I'm saying is you can't necessarily do it from back there.
Yeah.
So you can sort of see it a little bit better. A 7-iron, for example, is like 25%. So 7-iron would be here. Why you wouldn't use a 7 for this shot is that's landing on quite a steep downslope.
Right.
Which would really kick it. If you've seen this area here, which you quite rightly pointed out for a 9-iron, this is a bit flatter, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So what you don't want to do, unless you really have to, is land the ball on a downslope. Because it's going to somewhat change how consistent the first bounce is going to be.
Okay.
So there's a lovely flat area from here to about here. Then it goes up, and then it goes down again.
It runs down.
So you were absolutely right. Somewhere in this area is where you want to land the ball.
Right.
So although you said 9-iron first, what I would try and get into the habit of is picking the landing spot first.
Okay.
And then pick the club.
Okay.
So don't say I'll use a 9-iron for this. Yeah, I don't know if you just got lucky there or whatever, but that was actually that was actually a really good call. So I think this is a good landing spot, and it happens to be about a third of the way. So it totally is a 9-iron.
Okay.
But can you see the reason? What you wouldn't want to do is throw it into that upslope.
Yeah, and then it's gonna
That's really
you need to get that run. Yeah.
If you're landing it into an upslope, which a lot of golfers do, they land it into with too much spin
and
then it just kills it. So I like the 9-iron. I think that's perfect. But landing it, so
somewhere in that spot there.
By the hole. And you can do a lot of this stuff, by the way, when you walk into your ball. A lot of people head down, blinkers onto the ball. If you just stop and look at it, open you up and have a look, you get a much better feel for it.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like reverse engineering.
Yeah.
That.
Exactly.
Kind of going back there, working your way back and going.
Pick the landing spot and then pick the club. And once you start knowing some of these basic percentages, like 7-iron is a quarter, 9-iron to third, you can then start picking it. So now you can do your practice swing. Yeah, just there, lovely. About 8 feet of break, so just slightly left of the hole. It's under the aim. And when you have that practice swing, feel like you're actually hitting the ball with your practice swing. So sort of hold the finish for a second, almost watch the invisible ball go through the air. Watch it, see it land and see it run out. And it gets you into this sort of like staring trance-like state, and that's the bubble you need to get into to be able to focus, yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
Good,
Just
right.
gonna go.
Yeah, okay, right. So let's learn from that. So this is all part of practice. So I thought your strike was okay. It wasn't quite, was it?
Yeah,
you
well,
sort of
it felt a bit
slightly
thin.
a little bit thin, and you wonder you didn't carry it sufficiently. I don't think it was too bad. I
Yeah.
thought your focus was really good. I could sense you were really
I was
focusing
really trying
there,
to focus in, yeah.
which is so important as well. And it's probably not something you've really considered before.
Yeah.
But I thought your focus was great. Your technique slightly let you down.
Yeah.
So let's have another go at that.
Which is a common problem.
Hopefully less so now. Again, slightly thin, but actually it's going to look quite close. Pretty good. Let me just show you something with the longer irons when you're chipping. We mustn't let the follow through get too long, okay? Because it can make the leading edge come up a bit. So I'll hit one with your 9. It feels like about a 6.
It feels like a lightsaber to it.
Right. Okay. Check it's not wrapped in my top there. Right. So just watch the follow through now. This is the important bit. So the follow through. You see, it's a little bit more nipped. It's a shorter follow through, so it just helps it run out there.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe I should try clubs with 1.5 inches longer. Maybe that's the secret for me. But yeah, see, so you were looking a little bit like this on the last one. You see how the clubs come up in the air too much?
Yeah.
So it doesn't get that strong enough strike. So just feel when you are playing these slightly longer shots that it's a little bit more of a nip. See, it's a little bit more of a pinch and a nip, and it's going to run out a lot better for you.
Right.
Okay. Without hitting it, we don't want to get back to the hip.
Yeah.
We understand it's
just a little
slightly
nip.
shorter follow through. Keep the leading edge down a bit longer. Like that.
Yeah. It's almost like it feels a bit like
Don't go that way.
Yeah, it feels almost like a cricket.
Well, yeah, that might be your feel. Yes, we're still releasing the club to there, but we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be kind of overdoing it. Yeah?
Okay.
But yeah, cricket shot would be the exaggeration.
Just out the run, doesn't it?
Okay. I like the follow through. The backswing was a little short. Let's do it again. Flow the backswing a little bit more. Let the shoulder take the club a bit further back. Well played. Well done. Very, very good. That was very good. And look at that, almost down there, stone dead. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's nice to see.
So that's the feel side of things.
Yeah.
It's like you're a bit brave with the backswing there.
Yeah.
It's really for this shot, for a chip on release 1, you want to feel like it's sort of 2/3, 1/3 in terms of swing length.
2/3, 1/3.
Yeah. So that was a lot longer back, and you nipped it more through. Strike was just fantastic. Come on, one more like that. You got it. You got it. Very, very good. Much better. How's that feel?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, you're looking good though. I've got to say, you're looking much more connected.
The exciting thing for me with this is learning the skill and then drilling it. I love drilling stuff over and over and over again just to...
You've got to make sure you're drilling the right stuff, as you know.
Exactly,
with training. You've got to have good form, right? And it's what it's all about, because it's so easy to drill in bad habits, which a lot of golfers do.
Especially in golf.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. You've slightly overhit it. But actually, that's a perfect example. And it's not too far past, is it? Technique was 10 out of 10.
Okay.
The feel needs a bit of work.
Yeah.
But that's just you get on your own, just working it.
Get used to it.
For some reason, just working on it.
Yeah.
That's the exciting thing. And I'm never worried about feel with golf, because feel just totally comes from technique.
Yeah.
If you're technically good and you're delivering the same sort of strike every time, same sort of flight, same sort of ball speed and spin, feel just comes.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
The more you do it, because your eyes get used to the ball coming off at the same flight every time, which you're starting to do now. So that's good. So does that make sense on the chip and run?
Absolutely.
Should we make it a bit tougher? Should we try and get it in the air a bit more?
Please, go on, let's do it.
We'll go over a bunker or something now, yeah?
Yeah, great.
That's cool. Right, so we've got an interesting shot here.
Yeah.
We've got the classic one where you've got the bunker in front, you've got to go up and over it to a tight pin.
Yeah.
You said you were playing in Dubai recently, you were getting quite a few of these shots.
Yeah, there's a lot of sand around those greens, but yeah, I was saying that I find myself in these positions quite a lot where, you know, I would normally try and go to something more like a chip and run if there's nothing in front of me, but I find myself in these positions where I have to play this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and don't be, you know, if you're handicapped, if you just wanted to play it safe, you could do that. And I think there's a lesson for a lot of golfers. There's no sort of rule in the rule book saying, you know, thou must hit the lob shot. Now, sometimes you might just want to play something like that and accept that's as close as you can get the ball.
Right.
So that's a release, one chip and run,
as
we just did, and I've hit it to about 20 feet. Now, if I take 2 putts from there, a lot of golfers would take 3 shots from here.
Yeah.
So I think in certain situations, don't forget that, particularly if a lie is not particularly favourable. If you've got an okay lie, and this, again, going back to the IQ side of things, the golfing IQ, you do need to read the lie if you want to hit the lob shot. So if I had a lie that was down like that, I'm going to hit the shot I've just hit and I'm going to try and hold that putt. But if I don't, I'm moving on to the next hole, having not really caused a big problem.
Okay.
If I try and hit a lob shot from that line, there's a good chance that it will go in the bunker or I'll thin it over the other side of the green. I might take 4 shots or 5 shots and go in the hole rather than 3.
Yeah.
And that's how you can start very quickly racking up a score. And you've probably done that on
occasion.
occasion.
I was going to say, sounds familiar.
Yeah. But if you've got a lie that's a little bit more like that, where you can see there's a little more grass under the ball, well, now we've got a green light to attempt the lob shot. So this part of the game, the reading of the lie, is where I think most golfers are actually quite poor at, because their eyes tend to see a shot that they need, and they play it regardless of the lie.
Right.
When it's really your first point needs to be looking at how is that ball lying. Put the club behind the ball. Just see how it feels. Have a practice swing to the side. See how firm the ground is, and that really tells you the story of whether you can play the shot or not.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, for the benefit of learning this shot, I'm going to give you fairly friendly lies with grass underneath, because we wouldn't attempt it otherwise. You have got a 60 in the bag, and it is a specialist wedge 60. So we're going to use the 60.
Okay.
This is an emergency. Okay. So we're going to use the 60. And I'm not going to give you any clues. I just want to see how you would attempt this shot.
Okay.
So in the past, it's been intermittent, has it? Inconsistent?
Oh, yeah. I mean, more often than not. I think it is on the range, if I did this, I can hit them fairly well. And then when I try and do that on the course, I find that I probably get in my head a little bit and think, all right, you've got to, you know, just do what you did in the range. Do what you did in the range.
Always different when you've got that one ball pressure. So you're opening it up.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, you played. That's a lovely shot, isn't it?
It's just,
you know, you played it well. If you were trying to land it 4 yards in front, it was a perfect shot. That wasn't too bad. Right, do it again. There's a slightly thin one. One more. Oh, okay.
Same again. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's quite a common.
We can, and then you've got, you know, then you're in a bunker, and then we start to rack up a score.
Yeah. There we go.
Right. So a couple of setup issues. You're basically too narrow.
Okay.
So we need to really widen the stance and allow yourself to turn a bit more. That ball is coming off so softly because you've got a 60. You are over opening it, so you're opening your club face too much.
Okay.
You are aiming a little bit too far to the left with a narrow stance, and you're swinging out and across. So you've actually got some good elements to that, like to try and hit it high and hit a lob shot. You do sort of want that, but your backswing's fairly short with a wide open face, and it's just sort of doing that sort of thing, which is a good shot. I mean, you do sometimes need that type of shot, but really to hit this, which is, you need about a 15-yard carry here. We do need to be looking more like this at address. Okay, so much more like you might hit a 100-yard shot. It's very wide there. I wouldn't overdo it right now with the club face.
Okay.
I would just have it a fraction, I mean, just a hair open, you know, for you just to begin with, okay, just very slightly. Shaft angle in line with the back of the ball, no lean. Ball position just inside your heel, a little bit further away so you can just squat down a little bit and get your hands nice and low for this shot. And then, but you know, your first shot we got in like this, now we want to be down low, okay?
More like a bunker shot.
Yeah, that's right. Really, it's basically very much like a bunker shot, this shot. But not way open, okay, like you are at the moment. And then from there, just really focus on turning your chest a little bit more and keep the chest moving. Let's try that again. Keep the chest moving through the ball, better than I just did there. And it'll pop up nice and soft. You see how the chest continues to turn through it? Go in the hole.
Hello. Oh!
Oh, nearly. But you can see the chest moved both
Yeah.
sides, yeah? Whereas you were very much just sort of swinging your hands at it. You were releasing it, but it looked a bit like this.
Yeah.
Just throwing your hands
That's why I
at it.
thinned it a couple of times as well,
rather
yeah.
than turning. So let's get those basics right, and then let's focus on that turn. So again, give yourself a decent light. So you get in there. So just come round this way, feet around, that's it.
Yeah.
A bit wider. Left foot now goes 45 degrees. Face, that's good. Face is only just fractionally open. Pelvis forward.
So the ball position you said, sorry, just
Got a ball inside your left.
left heel.
Yeah.
So it's like more forward in the stance, yeah. But there.
Aim your feet more to the right though. Come round. Imagine a circle. That's it. Come round the circle. That's better.
There.
That's good.
Oh yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to
that's
the
good.
one.
No, that's fine. That's good there.
Okay.
I like that. Pelvis forward, so we're strong. Down.
Yeah.
Open it a fraction. Right. Concentrate on using your torso. Rotate it both sides. Turn to the target. Well done. How good is that?
Yeah, nice.
Mental, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's just the,
Yeah, totally, isn't it?
allow
Yeah.
yourself to get there, yeah?
Yeah. But it is so funny how that happens a lot with golf, I think. The mental thing of like, oh, I don't want to hit it too hard.
Yeah.
Stops
fear.
you bringing
It's
it.
the fear of the bad shot, yeah. Wider the stance, that's good. Great setup now. Love that setup. Go on, give me a bold backswing. Turn and hinge. Oh, okay. Dug in a bit. Good. How's that feeling?
I mean, to be honest, on the course, I would have taken that.
Absolutely. It's fine. It's got a bit left on you, but you played it fine.
Oh.
Yeah, knifey.
Oh, man.
Okay, right. Have a breather. You've got to feel like you're in here, like you're coming from the inside. You're starting to come across it.
Mm.
You have to feel like, I mean, sometimes I'll play these shots with my right foot all the way back here, feel I can come in this way, and I can really still pop it up nice and high. So dropping this foot back and feel like you're swinging this way from the inside and not swinging out and across too much. Yeah. I know your instinct is to swing out to win because it sort of pops it up, but you're just sort of overdoing that a little bit. So
okay.
We'll put a head cover down just as a deterrent. Now, at the moment, you would be taking that head cover out.
Because I'm going across it.
Wiping it out. So what you're going to do here, you're going to see if you can hit the shot, turn in, and missing the head cover coming down.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. What a great shot. Go in the hole. Oh, how good is that?
Yeah, that felt great.
You just got to drop a head cover down whenever you got this shot.
Yeah.
I think you've got it on the golf course.
Yeah, just pop it down. Is that illegal? Can you do that?
Accidentally placed it there. But yeah, how did that feel?
Yeah, it felt great. Yeah.
You're much more in here, yeah? There you go. Yeah, much better. So in your words, because you've got to take this away and play with it,
yeah.
How are you going to sort of coach yourself with this shot? What's your main thoughts with it?
I think it's the same thing again of those main kind of key trigger points, isn't it? So obviously the stance, and I think that 1 foot back is a really good one for me. Just in terms, I'm even though it's a different shot, I'm thinking of this here for bringing it round. So making sure I cock the wrists here, and then that full turn. Yeah. And just really committing to coming through.
Yeah, I think you're doing that really well. But the standout point for you is definitely the right arm staying closer to you coming down and not getting
over the top.
Cross. Yeah. Beautiful. Tom, that's great.
Oh man, I'd be so delighted with that on the course.
You might even get given that one.
Yeah.
Much better. Speed there was really good again. So it's all about learning how to practice effectively, and this is your drill when you're working on
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you haven't gone near that. That is really tight now. but you haven't gone near that head cover, you know, since we popped it down. Then your instinct is then delivering a better swing path for you.
No, that's great.
Beautiful. Feel the speed there.
Yeah.
Lands like a bag of sugar. Slightly ball first, but again, you take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Much better. Much calmer.
That roll down. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, again, I'll take that. Yeah.
All right, so does that make sense?
Absolutely, Dan.
So
yeah,
key points
it's
for
great.
the soft shot is you're too open with the club face, too open, out and using your arms across and a bit short, weren't you?
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've got you wider, drop the right foot back, elbow in, not open the face as much, turn more, be bold to get the club hinging and get it up, right arm close, release it, and just keep turning.
Yeah, the turn.
Very, very good. He actually got a bit of height. Where's that ended up? Wow.
It's a little bit past it.
There you go.
But again, I would take that in
No
the
such thing as a
situation.
bad lie.
Yeah.
Right, you've got to look at the lie and think about it. And that's the IQ side of it. So you correctly read the lie. You said, right, I don't want to go that way. So how do I do it? I go that way. But the clever bit there was we added in a bit of a hinge to get a little bit more down into it. And it still popped up and actually came out quite soft.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, we'll hit some bunker shots. So, be interested to know a bit about your career and background. Obviously, very well-known actor. And how did you get into it and get started?
Oh man, I did through the sort of very British thing of going to drama school. Out of school at 18, and then was fortunate enough to get a good agent and get some auditions and stuff. And I've kind of done it the slow way. I think I've had a very gradual sort of trajectory, and I did all the the casualties and things like that starting off, and then got a few lucky breaks. Ended up in a show called Black Sails and a show called Merlin. And then a show called Game of Thrones, which is great, which is like the world's best sort of audition stage, really, because everyone watches it. And then I did a show called The Umbrella Academy for Netflix, which has been the last few years, and then now on a show called The Terminal List, and the new season of that comes out July 4th, Terminal List Dark Wolf, which is a lot of fun. It's from the Jack Carr books, and it's a brilliant show to be a part of. I'm a huge fan of the military community, which is what we celebrate in that show, and yeah, it's great. So I'm very fortunate, I've had a really wonderful career so far. So just, long be it the same, I hope.
Fantastic. Well, good. We're going to see if you can get you playing some bunker shots.
Yeah.
And how has it sort of been historically for you out the sand?
Actually, not horrendous, because thanks to your videos, Dan, to be honest, a couple of things that I've taken, the things that I retain have helped me out. But then occasionally, especially then, and again, it's the lie, because like this sand here, we've obviously rated it a bit here, but like when it's damper, I struggle to know what to do.
Okay, all right, we'll go for that.
I'm actually better in the softer sand.
Right, okay.
And getting underneath it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's play from what I call standard sand first, which has been freshly raked. It's a nice depth. And then I can create some lies that maybe you struggle with as well, where there's less sand and a bit more compact.
Yeah, great.
So you've got two clubs in your hand. Would you typically use one or the other?
Yes, I would use
standard shot.
Usually, I would use a sand wedge in the bunker. That's like my go-to.
Yeah. Okay. So I agree. So we'll use the sand wedge. Yeah, we've got about 15 yards. So that's perfect. Sometimes you do need the 60 for different shots, but as we are here without lie, that's perfect. So really, at the shot we just played, is pretty much what you've got to do now.
Yeah.
So you probably, if we're looking at your shots at the beginning there, you're probably getting short and out to win too much in the sand.
Yeah.
So try and apply the same sort of principles now in the bunker that we just worked on.
Okay.
Okay. Good, nice and square, very good. Just get that left foot turned more, that's it, 45, that's it. Good. Oh, there we go, it's working already. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, that's nice, take that.
Very good shot, very good shot. Well played. Now, just out of interest, I'm going to set up to it and you're going to stand in my footprints. Now you're probably a foot taller than me, so it'll be interesting how this feels, but it might give you a bit of a gauge, because I think I spotted one thing there you weren't quite doing. So if you go in there, put your heels on that mark there. How does that feel once you're addressing it?
Like further away.
Okay.
Feels like
because you're much taller than me, really you should be about another inch.
Right, okay.
Okay. Now what that's going to do is get you settled down into your knees more. Feel like you're sitting more pressure down, okay?
Okay.
And as you do that as well, I want a bit more pressure forward. with the pelvis, back with the upper body. That's really good. A lot more athletic there, okay? Now, same thing you just did. Turning that right side better. Right elbow stays nice and close coming down. Oh, fantastic. Very, very good. Nice shot. Then you start to feel it from there.
Yeah.
But you've got a better base now.
Yeah.
Bunker play is really all about having a really good solid platform.
Yeah, it's weird that, because it's common sense really to sort of sit into that position for that, but it does feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. So you're probably standing 2 inches further away, aren't you? And just push the pelvis. You've got to really kick that right knee in, like really go forward.
Yeah.
And then the upper body slightly tilts back from soft stand.
Right.
Okay.
So
We'll talk
it's
about
kind
how
of
it
like
changes
that
from
almost,
different stands. Really good. Right, come on. Nice and smooth now. Don't need to hit it really that hard once you're swinging it as well as you are now. Nice and smooth with the chest. Wow, watch this spin.
Yeah.
See it spin?
Yeah. Really went under that.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But that's because you've got much more of a base now.
Well,
Right, now, okay, you're turning very, very well. We still need the club just to work. Just watch me hit one. You've still got to get the feeling that the club is going to work a little bit more up, though. Don't let the club come round because it can get you taking too much sand.
Yeah.
So you're turning really well, but hinge it a little bit more up as well at the same time.
Yeah.
A little bit more up there, okay? I'll go through that feel with you. It's just getting a little bit too far.
Too far back.
Yeah. Very, very good. Great shot. Good. You feel more up?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It's just an awareness, isn't it, of that,
that
you're doing those things. You can easily forget them.
Yeah. You've got great setup, really good basics. Beautiful shot, Tom, fantastic. Really doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, these short game shots, they really do feel great when you pull them off, don't they?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to it, and it's the ability to have the versatility to play these different shots. It's really skillful.
Right.
You know, it's skillful to do, and there's a lot to it as you're understanding about reading the line, the shot, and the little bits in the setup and the swing now. But you've got your checklist now, so
it's the key points, isn't it? This really is.
How are you at remembering things, and do you like to write things down? I mean, obviously...
Pretty good. I mean, I learn lines a lot.
I was going to say, so what's it like learning? Do you find that... I mean, that must be tricky, though. I mean, have you trained yourself to do it over the years?
I think so. I mean, I'm fairly lucky like that. I mean, some people have all these different processes that they do. I mean, I just sort of read them a lot, and then I gradually retain them, and then I drill them. You know, it's like this. I just drill them. And I think the thing is like, obviously, with it being your job, you're doing it so often that... And the more you play character... the more the line's going easier for that character. So I just played twins recently in a movie that is coming out next year. And I was in pretty much every scene in the movie and then playing against myself, which was bonkers. But I remember thinking before starting shooting it, how am I going to do this? It's just so many lines. But you just take it one step at a time, you know, like one checkpoint at a time. It's the same thing. And I like taking the fundamentals of things that I do in my job and putting it into another skill thing like this, you know.
Like your training as well.
Totally. It's exactly the same thing. And creating like a discipline for it. You know, it's important. But I just enjoy it, you know, I've got that kind of brain that loves that.
You want to know it, Right, come on, 2 in a row. Yeah, good. No, just got a little bit left on you,
a little bit
draw spinny.
Yeah, just kind of went over and didn't get the height on it either there.
Yeah, well, you did a lot of good things there. What you didn't quite do, watch my club face. You did this then, so as it's come through, can you see how the face has turned over?
Ah, right.
Yeah. What you really want to happen in a bunker shot to get height and spin is you want your face to come through like this. You see how the club face is looking back at your face? To feel like it's face to face. So it goes face to face here, which I think you do a good job of, to be fair. But don't turn it over and draw it. Feel like it, as you move, like it stays on, and that gets used in the bounce.
Right.
The sole of the club a little bit more.
There, okay.
Yeah, so just get set up to this one. I'll go through that feel with you. So if you get low and left, that's what you'll be doing. Pelvis forward. So it's there. As you come down, it goes this way. Can you see how it's there?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's it, you got it. That was a better job. You took a bit too much sand, but the face came. Did you feel the face come through better?
Yeah, definitely.
That was nice, that. It went
Yeah.
this way, under it.
And it actually ended up in a nice, I mean, I kind of want more height normally, but
it came out totally straight, didn't it? Yeah. Beautiful, really good. Didn't spin quite as much. I had a bit of sand behind the ball, so I didn't spin that much, but
right.
Came out much better. Okay, that's good. Now, you're saying about these lies as well, where you get
compact sand.
Compact,
yeah,
bit footprinty.
Yeah, that's a perfect example right there.
Yeah, so if you try and do what you've just done really well there, where you've laid it down this way, it will kick and it will deflect.
Right.
So you'll probably thin it into the bank or thin it over the other side of the green. So what you've got, I'll show you here, what you've got to do from these lies is, you know, from that soft sand, when it's like that, really what you're doing here is you're splashing the sand underneath and you're working the sand under the ball, and that's what elevates it. Now, if you can't do that here, so what you've got to do on this lie is squeeze the sand under the ball with a deeper divot. So the divot's got to get deeper after the ball. So a bit like what we did from over there, from that lie that we didn't like, and from the when we were trying to play the lob shot. You have to lean the shaft more, lean your weight forward more, which creates an earlier hinge, and a little bit more down cock, so you're actually hitting down into it more. It will come out a bit lower, but it'll stop the terrible one, which I'm sure you've seen sometimes when it thins out, which it just kicks, which is real.
And would you use the same degree though?
You might go 60.
Right, okay.
Yeah, you go 60, depending on the length of shot, but I'll probably go 60. And then it's hinge early, and you go down.
Oh, it's like a punch,
And it's a much shorter, it's like a release one look.
Yeah.
Rather than a sort of a 2 or 3.
Yeah, but the impact is quite firm, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You see how the divot's a lot more. Whereas if the first divot is very level, this divot is getting deeper as it's getting longer.
Right. And did you say, sorry, did you say ball, you're still coming underneath, are you still, sorry, is the ball first or ball second?
No, we're still hitting the sand.
Right.
But the divot
is just, I got
gets longer as we hit past the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So go to 60. And put the ball in the middle and just lean your upper body more forward on it. Just like that. That's how you deal with those lies.
Wow.
Then you got to feel, it might not hit quite as hard as that, but that's just the feel. But you've played that from that lie, superb. So I'm going to give you a lie you wouldn't like the look of. It's in a footprint, down.
Yeah, that's horrible.
There we go. Good. Fine. How good's that?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. So again, there's no such thing as a bad lie. You've got to look at it and you've got to think, do I need to get steeper? Do I need to be shallower? The more sand there is, the more shallow we want to be, and lay the club down. When it's down like that, we want to be getting down into it. Get steeper, yeah. Very good. Very, very good. You can see that was just so much more down into it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't, as soon as you allowed the club to release, it's going to kick.
Yeah, and it's really committing to that shaft lean, isn't it, I think, as well.
That's it. You're down into it, that's good.
All
right, so that's good in bunkers. I'm pleased with that. You've got some really good bits in there to think about. I think we'll finish with me taking you around a few different shots, one ball pressure, getting back into the focus.
Yeah.
And just seeing if we can pick the right club and pull the shot.
Great,
all right.
Love it.
That's good. Right, okay, so let's just finish with a bit of there's a few different shots around the green to try and really work on the IQ and stitch it all together. Yeah. So, what do you see from here, this lie to this first pin, in terms of club choice, shot choice? Now you've got some different releases in the bag now. What you
So release 1, standard chip and run.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably go looking at either a P wedge or a sand wedge, depending on the pace I get on the club. So I'd probably let's go with a pitching wedge.
Where are you landing it? Which should be the first point, of course, shouldn't it?
So I'm probably going to land it. Just see this. Well, hang on. Let's have a look at the.
Because what maybe doesn't come across on camera is it goes down, doesn't it? Flattens and it goes back up.
Yeah.
At the end.
So maybe even somewhere. See, there's a because it's got this little slight right to left.
Yes.
Maybe somewhere. See that little tuft of grass on that darker green strip.
Yeah.
Just before that, maybe.
Okay. Good. Okay. I like that. It's a good plan. Always going with a plan.
Club choice there as well. Club choice. I think. Let's go with a pitch and wedge, I think.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. I'll show you why more loft isn't the shot here, because I've got a 56 here.
Right.
And this is what most people would do. They would use their 56 and they would hit quite a nice shot, but you can see how it's sort of spinning up quite a lot. I know
Yeah.
you might think that's okay there,
It's
but
actually worked out quite well.
I don't know, I was trying to hit a bad one. But
He's too good.
but they would sort of play it, it would go a little bit higher and it would stop quite quickly.
Right.
And that sort of shot frustrates me because it's not rolling out.
Right.
So I don't want you to sort of play that type of shot. I want you to land it shorter,
Let it roll.
just in the basin there, and then let it run out.
Yeah.
That's why that is the right club.
Okay.
Can you see what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really want to land the ball on the downslope or the upslope, so we're landing it on the flat part in the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. And we've got these beautiful stripes here at Woburn.
Yeah.
So we can use the stripe as your landing spot, and it's almost like it is going to break with the stripe.
Yeah. Just to the left there.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Nice focus practice swing. Release one. Good speed.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but you hit your exact spot. Now you pulled it a bit, but it's absolutely pin high, which tells you it's totally the right club.
Yeah.
Yes, you can improve your start line a bit, but listen, for you to get your handicap very, very quickly down, you don't need to hit much closer than that.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
That was good. Definitely the right choice. Now, let's have another shot now. So let's put you here, and we're now going to this close pin. A few bits going on here. What do you see? How you're playing this one?
I don't want a huge amount of run. So, I mean, I think maybe even, I mean, what have I got in my bag? I would, if I had a 52, I'd probably use a 52 or sandy maybe.
Yeah.
But
what have we got? This is the thing. So we've got a tight lie.
Tight lie.
Down slope.
Yeah.
Down on the green as well. Not much green to work with, and it's quick.
And I want to land it somewhere there-ish, I think.
So you're gonna land it just on, yeah? So you need loft then, aren't you? So
yeah,
it rules out pitch and wedge.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't run too far. I would use your 60 here.
Yeah.
Because we're on the downslope, it's going to launch lower.
Yeah.
So it's a release one, chip and run with your 60.
Okay.
Landing it, a yard or so on, bit of check and run out. I wouldn't recommend using your 60 all the time.
Yeah.
But because we're on this downslope, you can see how low the ball's going to come out. So I think if you're using a sand wedge or a wedge from here, it's just going to go 10 feet past the pin.
Right.
Whereas the 60, you're de-lofting it anyway because of the slope. You're going to put a little bit of shaft lean in, do your little release one. It's going to come out low, but it'll have more check.
Okay.
Which will help you in this circumstance. One little note, off a downslope, just go a bit wider, and then you can lean more on your left.
Yeah, so you get a bit more.
Yeah. Brilliant shot. He's landed it exactly where I want you to. Too much spin in the end, hit a foot short. That's a great shot. You see how we worked that out?
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you start thinking logically, I mean, this will hopefully to have accelerated your thinking.
Yeah.
But once you start understanding the lie and different releases and how different clubs, the ball to react differently, hopefully all this becomes quite logical stuff.
It does, yeah.
And you start painting the picture and then making better decisions.
Yeah, and it really is, a lot of it is common sense, isn't it? Once you understand what the club does and how it should be hitting the ball, which I'm gradually getting, the more I play, then it does become like, okay, just really think it through for a second as opposed to just going up and hitting the ball.
Exactly, as most people just grab a club. Most people use the same club everywhere. You've got to look at it, right?
Yeah.
You can make little adaptations, but it's getting that idea of having that versatility. Right, as it lies, I'm just going to throw a ball over there, and we're going to go as it's lying there to that right-hand pin.
There.
Bring your sand wedge as well. It'll be sand wedge or it will be...
Or 60, is it?
It'll be 60, yeah. So I'm not even...
That's quite a hard lie.
Yes. So, very, very firm. You've got this awkward little tuft behind it, but it's essentially off hard panner, isn't it?
And I also want to make it over this.
Yeah, and it's very, very quick down there as well. But you've got a bit of green, which is in your favour. But that lie should tell you what shot you can't play.
Yeah, I can't get underneath it.
Yes, okay. You're not able to release it too much.
I think I'd go, just because I haven't got enough run, I'd go for a 60.
Yes.
More shaft lean,
Yes.
release 1.
Yeah.
Similar to that one, but just a little bit more backswing on it, maybe, I think. Just to, because I've got a little bit more on it.
I like that. I think you're totally on the right lines. The only thing I would add in, which I think you were there anyway, I think with this lie, I would be playing that ball position
Back.
almost outside the back foot. And that's why you
Right.
need a 60, because you're taking so much off. And then from there, with the increased shaft lean, it should just encourage a little bit of a wrist set.
Okay.
So it's like a slightly hinged release 1, somewhere near the fringe, and just let it feed down.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a left to right, isn't it?
Yeah, not too much though, just pretty straight, but ball just outside the back foot, lots of shaft lean, hinge it a little earlier, and then get that leading edge into the back.
Yeah, the shaft lean, the hinges.
The hinge just creates a bit more angle, yeah, a bit steeper angle to come down into it. Which
So it's going to be
suits
more
this
of a punch though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But don't drill it. We're only
Just, yeah,
4
just a
yard
little.
carry. Played it really well, just overhit it a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit
But you
too
played
much.
it great. You worked it out
Right.
very well. That's just a bit of a feel thing. Now, when you start to really press the shaft forward, obviously that's making it really strong, isn't it? So
yeah, it's amazing how little I need.
Just there, you see,
Yeah,
how
it's a little punch.
Just let it feed down. I mean, I've just got a bad kick, but that's that little leading edge into it. Yeah, that was good. I thought you'd worked that out well. That's fine. It's fine. No problem from that line. Now,
Okay.
that's a one more. That's a one more. Let's go. There. Now, what do you see of that lie?
I see that I could get my club underneath it.
But there's something
But
else
it's also,
looking at it though.
what's the safer shot here?
Yeah.
If I was being fancy, I was like, oh, I tell you what I learned with Dan.
Yeah. What's his voice?
But
can you see
I
this?
would definitely go. Yeah, the thing is with this,
that the lie's actually okay.
yeah,
This is the problem. See that big tuft behind it?
yeah,
So if you try and go shallow and just plop in underneath there, right?
it's going to get caught.
Yeah, so I'll let you give the answer, but I'd go a little bit more into the back here.
Yeah, so it's whether I don't need a, it's probably fairly similar to.
Yeah. Why don't you use your sand wedge here?
Yeah, because I think it's probably, because I think I feel a little bit less loft. And because I also just want to make sure, because it's a bit uphill as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm using sand wedge. So go sand wedge, release 1. Don't need to adapt too much else in terms of ball position. This is just a standard release 1 that we did from the top there. The lie's not going to cause too much of a problem. Somewhere near the edge of the green, left edge is your line. This is makeable, this one. Played it really well. Really, really well. Just carried it 2 yards too far.
Yeah.
But great. See the difference in the follow through?
Yeah.
Much crisper.
Just punched it there. Yeah.
Good. Right, we're going to finish then with one shot. You can call it. Go anywhere you want. You're going to take me on with one shot closest to the pin, but you can choose the shot.
Ooh. Ooh.
You see me strategic if you wish.
Well, what do I fancy myself at?
I grab the balls.
Let's try a bunker shot.
Oh, I like it.
Let's try a bunker shot.
Feeling confident out the stand then.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. You know.
Right. Okay. So we're placing the balls. That pin on the left. There you go.
Okay.
Nice line. Just like we did earlier. Oh, what a shot. Going.
Oh, just
that's a chance. That's good. You played it well, so don't open the face too much.
Yeah.
What's that, about 10 feet, 8 feet?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Oh, got a bit of a good one.
Oh, he's probably gone.
Is it good?
Ooh.
Oh,
he's got inside of me.
Just, only just.
Well played,
Well, listen,
sir. Well played.
Great session today.
Thank you, thank
Hopefully
you.
feel like you've got your fundamentals down.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've gone through some different shots today, the low shot, the high shot, the bunker shot. Hopefully feel a bit more intelligent as well in terms of golf.
Yeah, massively.
And I really look forward to seeing how you come down. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you're pretty dangerous off 26. So let's see how you can take it on. And we've got all the summer now to get
Yeah,
into
to
it.
enjoy the golf. Yeah, it's
All
beautiful.
right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. See you next time.
Thanks, Dan. Cheers.